Greetings, fellow inhabitants of the toxic forest. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Boundless Witch. Episode 2, Visited by a Naughty Adult. So if we're looking to potentially feed the Omu, and let's say we are, I'm going to zone to tox-free zone. And then start excavating the petra trees, but not because I don't yet have the material to build a wall around them. And then additionally, there's marsh here, so we wouldn't even be able to build like a normal wall. It'd have to be a bridged wall. I will, I'll do it like this. Where we leave sections in place. Unfortunately, that one fell asleep in the wrong spot. So, animal personhood. What does it do? So, we cannot slaughter animals. We cannot kill innocent animals. We don't want to eat meat. We don't want to fish. But it does actually give us a much higher chance to tame. We have a strong animal connection. So we have a twice the normal tame chance and twice the normal bond chance. So animal taming and animal husbandry is totally fine. We're not ranchers, which is a bit different. But yeah, there's no issue at all with animal taming. And we have the silent rider. So welcome. I mean, you're not totally silent. I've heard you make chirpy noises, but happy to have another friendly bug face amongst us. And the game is saying I need a pen, and I don't have a pen. But at the moment, I would say that that isn't maybe the highest priority. So I'm not going to start to change any priorities for that. Not just yet. The other thing I could do here is plant soil fertility of 90. So let's plant potatoes. Potato-yayos. Well, Witch's about to have fun time. Because the animals here will eat vegetables. So having potatoes will allow us to tame and stuff. Because they do eat the grasses, right? So what I'm hoping will happen is the other Omu will move out and I'll be able to complete the wall and sort of like block it from bothering us. A mech signal. So this is the mech signal for the grav engine, which starts the grav ship quest line. I will potentially... Oh, here we go. I will potentially do it, that quest line at some point, but I'm going to wait until the wealth it adds to our community is not such a devastating burden that it kills us, right? Because having a whole bunch of, like, grav panels right now, and a whole bunch of, a whole bunch of grav panels and a whole bunch of components would add a lot of wealth, and like that would ultimately be kind of like a problem for us, so I don't want to do that. So we have farm protection, and what I'm going to start to do is grow crops for the silent rider. So the silent rider can actually be a pet. It'd be good to have a guard. Curious if the Thrumbo are gonna... Because, you know, butchering animals is not against animal personhood. If they're dead, they're dead. We don't want to eat them, but butchering them for leather isn't ridiculous. But I don't think the Thrumbo are going to stick around to the point where they get toxic buildup that becomes, whoa, don't step on traps. That becomes fatal. And speaking of leather and sweet, sweet horn, the horn would be yet another problem. Hello! East Echoborians. Oh, you even came with a little child. They're not going to stick around, of course, but I have, as part of the scenario, I will be looking to add children to our roster as frequently as I am able. Yeah, that's a good place to, you know, it's kind of like a bean pillow. Exactly. I'm glad we had the same idea there. Just treat the toxic waste pack as bean pillow. So maybe setting up a dedicated ranch area for the Silent Rider for the future would be a good idea, so they aren't necessarily grazing on our own crops, using one of these adjacent trees. Like this one, it'd be a really small ranch, or even this one is very close to the farm and easy to get to, where we complete a section of the walls and then build a little ranch for it. Will be a project to take on. So it has been warm enough for me to work outside. And what I'm hoping is that the cotton will be harvestable before winter truly sets in, allowing Witch to create clothing so that the ambient temperature is survivable. And our buildup is sitting at basically 0. Good. And I didn't end up needing the short bow. It's still not a bad idea to get the short bow, just for personal protection. I have no idea if there's going to be raiders. I don't think I'm going to win a bow fight with anyone, though. So realistically, even if there are raiders, I should probably not rely on ranged combat. It's not going to end well for me. Brainbug, thank you for the gifted subs. But it's never a bad thing to have a little protection, just in case. So I think what I'll do is I will just mine out this area for potatoes, and then maybe work on a ranch afterwards. Or research. What to prioritize next? Ranch or research? So, the advantage of the ranch would be somewhere for Silent Rider to live and not potentially eat our crops. The other thing we could do is to rope Silent Rider outside. So there's a shortcut here where you can tether to a pen marker or tether to a caravan hitching spot. So if I do it like this, where Silent Rider gets roped where there is grazable grass, Silent Rider now has something to eat. They're just not physically protected from zoning, but they won't, you know, because they can eat this like tall stalks. The advantage of research is research would probably get me smithing. And smithing allows me to make a breach axe, and a breach axe allows me to get robots. So, you know, there's the benefits of both. One is a place for Silent Rider to live, and the other is more community members in the form of maybe a constructoid or a lifter bot or something like that. And a lifter bot would be really handy, because if I want to haul toxins out to this Pollux tree, going there myself is low-key sucks. But sending a lifter bot that is immune to, you know, toxins, yeah, it doesn't care. The same is true of Silent Rider. Silent Rider can eventually be trained to haul. The only issue is I am not 100% sure what happens, because it does need roping, so I guess we'll see. Bots with googly eyes. Yeah. So we almost have enough wood for the research bench already. And it looks like research might win out. I'm planting just a few more potatoes. I'm not certain the potatoes will be able to survive to maturity. But time will tell. And now I'm heading out for more toxipore trees for wood. Oh, at a haul spots. That's a merging stockpile zone issue more than anything else. Please don't fail. And then, I'm going to opt for a dinner chair, a dining one, rather than the cheaper stools. We don't have a need for comfort, actually, so maybe not. Without comfort needs, I guess, technically a stool is not even necessary, but it might be necessary if we get a human to join us. So I am going to harvest one more toxipore tree, or maybe both of these toxipore trees for the extra wood, because I don't have any toxic buildup, so I might as well just use some of the toxic buildup recovery time doing research. To get a whole bunch of wood here so that it can keep the lights on. There's nothing stopping me from getting like a wind turbine or something like that. Like I could absolutely go invest in electricity. There's nothing stopping me. It's just I don't really see the need to invest that much resources in it at the moment, because that's a lot of resources for something that isn't necessarily immediately useful. So we are completely out of steel, which makes me a little worried for our security, only because being completely out of steel means we are at the mercy of you know, if the traps get tripped, we have no way to reset them. And then before I do research, I wanted a hospital bed. I am going to uninstall this bed so that the room is a laboratory and we don't lose the research speed bonuses of a laboratory. What's the soul fertility? 90? Okay, that will do. And even more. So current priority right now is research, smithing, or a breach axe. So why a breach axe, you ask? A breach axe is going to be able to split the Extra Strider midsection a lot faster than any other kind of melee weapon or even a ranged weapon. It is... Ooh, it's raining. Nice! So rain's going to add fertility to the soil. That's going to potentially allow me to plant something here, too. I'm going to call this, well, I don't know why I added an E. Potato low, fert soil. I don't know if we're going to get anything harvested off of that, but I'll try. And then I also completed the room here so that I can enclose it. It will keep it warmer. It will keep it nicer. It's awful still, but it will, you know, it's heading in the right direction. So smithing gives us a fueled or electric smithy. If we did choose an electric smithy, I could probably put a wind turbine somewhere around here, mining out the tiny sections that would otherwise block it, and then in times of high wind, use the electric smithy. I think that's better long term than relying on constant fuel burning for a fueled one. And in the morning, I intend to cut down a few more toxipore trees so that I can keep the torch on, because I'm out of fuel. I haven't actually checked for ancient dangers, so I'm doing like a drag claim. I don't see So there could be something in the mountains, but I definitely don't see anything not in the mountains as far as ancient dangers go. So it's not to say that there aren't any. There could be, but not that I know of. Maybe make a few more traps, put them in storage. It's not a bad idea. I think having a lifter bot or constructoid or whatever I end up getting from the Exostrider midsection is also a really good use of self-defense, because Witch can use a bow if, like, a lifter is tanking. Wild one. Alright, so we got a wild woman here. 53 years old. So completely not eligible to join us. Also, they're just going to die to toxic buildup. They're also naked, so it's not like they have any clothing that would be useful to us, unfortunately. She's a male woman. That's funny to say. I mean, homonyms and all. So if you take a look at when it rains, the soil fertility of the map tile goes up, right? Because of Dub's bad hygiene, allowing us to actually sow those potatoes. Now, I have no idea if we're actually going to get any yield from those potatoes. It's quite likely we won't, but at least we can try. And I am sporting Wreck Unfulfilled, so now that it is a little clear out, I think it might be a good time for us to cut down those trees and maybe make a chess table out of it. Because, I mean, mental breaks would be pretty devastating. If you aren't controlling where you're physically going and you step on pollution for too long, there's no one to stop her, right? It's not like anyone can snap her out of it. Only she can snap herself out of it. So it's really important that she stays happy. And to that end, there's some other nice to haves. Oh, you were hunting me for food. Yeah, see, this is why she has a extreme distrust of adults. You want me? Come get me. You're about to be outsmarted by someone 40 years your junior. Or son, hunt Silent Rider. You could try that if you want. Uh-oh. The Omu, okay, that's not what I wanted to have happen. So this little guy is bleeding freaking everywhere. And my base is about to get absolutely disgusting. I'm going to heal it. Oh, don't step it on yourself. I'm going to heal that pet, or animal rather, when it's passed out. But obviously it's going to bleed everywhere until it loses consciousness, where then I can carry it to safety. So my research speed is plummeting as a result of the room getting nasty. And that's one of the issues of leaving like a door open. So the funny thing, okay, so you did find the one spot that isn't toxic buildup filled to sleep, which is like smart for you, but annoying for me. But yeah, obviously, in the rules, back to the details, she says she's not allowing anyone who's old. The reason why it's phrased that way, anyone that is not over a year older, it's phrased in such a weird way because you don't know people's wrong key. You don't know people's birthdays when they join. So like if a 13-year-old asks to join, I don't know if they're older or younger than Witch. I just know that they're the same age, but they actually technically might be older. So that wiggle room is just like, well, I actually don't know if they're like, oh, you know, 13 and older or 13 and younger. But one of the reasons why she's not adding any adults is all the adults in her life have betrayed her. And it's also why she believes in animal personhood, because no animals ever treated her poorly. Barton, thank you for the resub, and you're welcome. Cheers. Alright, is this little guy passed out? Nope, not yet. You have 5 hours to live. Okay, there you go. Now you're passed out. Carry. Oh. put you here. I am going to get a little toxic buildup tending to you, but that's okay. And it looks like Whoosh is trying to kill me. So I'll have to tend to you in here. Freaking adults, right? Am I right? They're the worst. Hope you die. I hope you die a miserable death. Okay. Carry. Drop them off. I know, you're trying to kill me, because you're the worst. Alright, so what I'm going to do right now is lock myself in and just wait for that adult to succumb to pollution. Oh, you are all sorts of nasty. I don't know if I can do anything about this. I believe in animal personhood, but I don't really have the capacity to stop her. You move at, what, 3-6? Actually... see if I can't help the bug. It's too bad I don't have Rider on attack. I feel like Macaulay Culkin, like opening a door briefly to shoot an arrow. So what I've done is I've created a valid path through the traps for Whoosh. And Whoosh is not nimble? Oh no, they are nimble. Oh god, those traps aren't going to do anything. Well, that's even more sketchy. But they are bleeding now. I'm doing my best. Oh, no, I failed. Okay. Given that I failed, I'm going to just start locking the doors. Because traps aren't going to do anything for Whoosh. But Whoosh is now bleeding. I've made my intent clear, at least. Alright, I'm going to clean the laboratory now, because it is super nasty. I'm not going to bother cleaning the hallway, though. And then, I think what I'm going to do is this. I bet you saw this coming. Why can't I haul them? What I'm trying to do is deprive Whoosh of a food source, but it's easier said than done. So I intend to bury this bug so that it can't be used as a source of food. Because she doesn't believe in meat eating, and that includes for them, too. So yeah. Ha! Enjoy your malnutrition. And your toxic buildup, and your bleeding, and all that jazz. So we're cleaning up the research room. And then we'll get back to research. Alright, so the laboratory is as clean as it can be. Whoosh is still manhunting. And toxic buildup and malnutrition and bleeding are going to stack up, and Whoosh will eventually die. I could, hypothetically, butcher this Omu. There's a lot of meat, of course. It's insect meat, but it's meat that would allow me to train my other pet. The issue with that, of course, is I don't have the wood to... I would have to, like... Well, that's not exactly true. Let's get some... Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna get wood this way, because I can't really go outside, because I'll be, like, ganked by that Edekin. But I'm gonna get wood this way for a butchery table to butcher the bug, so that I can use the meat for Silent Rider's training. Maybe. And then the cleared area also will become a, you know, a larger farm zone. Oh, really? Lightning anywhere would have been fine. Lightning there just feels personal. Could you just hit Whoosh with the lightning and not me? So Silent Rider is been struck directly by lightning. And I have an active fire here. Now, I don't think the fire is going to carry over to my door. And I'd be able to fight the fire on the other side of the door anyway. So I think it should be fine, but that felt very personal. Use Whoosh for animal training when she's down? No. I mean, she's a wild woman, but she's still human, and Witch does not want to interact with them. This is a role-playing thing. She hates adults. And understandably so. So Silent Rider will eventually wander away, but I think Whoosh will stop manhunting. Oh, you're also infected. Good. Good riddance. Okay, they're sleeping. I'm gonna rope Silent Rider while they're asleep. Oh, they just got up. So get inside before she tries to eat you. There was a small window, and I took it, and it worked out. Now there, Whoosh is, like, very much on our way out. So, Witch only really has to wait. Well, there's only room for one of us W's in the world. And it ain't you, Whoosh. This corpse is spoiling in 1.7 days, so I'm trying to rush the clock, but without being able to, like, actively cut down a tree. It's a little tricky to obtain the wood. I could try for cutting down a tree. I'm just worried that, like, Whoosh will, because Whoosh is faster than me, Whoosh will, like, jump on me. And I don't think it's worth going out here to try to cut down a Toxiber tree. I could use the butchery spot, but I would get less yield. Granted, the amount of meat that they offer is ridiculous. So actually, let's do that now that I think about it. Because this thing butchers up for like a bajillion. So we'll allow you to cook. Oh, well, one thing. So killing is terrible. And meat eating is terrible. And slaughtering is terrible. But butchering is not any of those things. So this should not be any issue for ideology's sake. And as you can see... Wreck starved, yes, but no issue with the actual butchering. Now you're Rick starved because you're bored? No, you're not even bored. Alright, you'll do recreation. Oh, there's no interaction spot for this horseshoe pin. Ah, I see. Alright, let's uninstall the research bench. So we can actually play horseshoe. Yeah, that was the problem. The other thing, I'm gonna mine this area out, and then I can install the horseshoe pin there with the research bench in, and then we did want a chess table, and I intend to still build that. So I kind of need to wait for for Whoosh to die before I can train Silent Rider, so it's entirely possible that this meat does spoil after a while. We'll see. Taking a shot at them while they're asleep? I could, but they're not... I mean, I'm not going to. They're not actively doing anything. They're not in my way or whatever, so I don't need to take that risk. It's not really worth it. Alright, so it's still a laboratory. Yeah, they're not even... They're losing consciousness soon. Yeah, this is still a laboratory for full research speed bonus off of the research bench. But now it has a chest table. And it has a horseshoe pin. They are going to either die to the infection, die to malnutrition, die to blood loss, or die to the toxic buildup. I do like how I shot her and gave her an arm infection, which will likely kill her. So, I probably killed Whoosh. Partially indirectly. Which I think is funny. They're downed. Cool. Zoning embargo is lifted. And temporarily... Oh, you're asleep too. Yeah, no, never mind. You want to go swimming? Please don't. Alright, let's start training. The bad lady's down. Guard failed. Okay, that's fine. I do have Witch on Recreation. The thing is, she's already rec-filled, so she's working, as I'm sure you've noticed. Because you only recreate until your needs are met, and her needs are met. So, cotton's almost half grown. Some of the potatoes are almost 40%. And tox-free zone will include Silent Rider's zoning so that I can potentially train when it's time. Wow. Still fail. Once plants hit 8, I will be able to sow my own heal root, which is going to be important. One thing I could do is to sow crops, remove them, sow crops, remove them for practice. Because having a source of heal root is going to be a lifesaver. So I'm definitely interested to grind my skill up. I also wouldn't mind grabbing more toxbore trees now that Dummy is dead. I'm just gonna void her. I don't want to see her dead body. I don't care about moving her corpse enough. So, trees. Toxibor trees, where are some of you? There's 2 up there. What killed Whoosh in the end? The infection. Basically both. Toxic buildup was like 99. Infection was 100. The thing is, KD, still at 0, technically speaking. I only shot her once. The fact that she couldn't doctor herself wasn't my fault. Bury Whoosh, she doesn't deserve it. No, I'm not gonna bury her. Witch hates adults. Wish tried to kill her. And also killed animals. Violated everything that we believe in. So no, that's absolutely not going to happen. Alright, training Silent Rider, and then I also want to mine up some additional steel to replace the traps that were used. Or accidentally tripped. I don't know who tripped it. One of these Omu. Oh no, the Omu that died. Rah. Oh, and Klein, thank you for the resub. Extending the time. Heatwave, that's gross. I don't really have a way to protect myself from heatwave other than just to throw down a passive cooler. So I will do indeed that. Passive cool my way through it. Because heat stroke would be a bad way to go as well. And Grandin, great. Thank you for the resub too. So I'm not going to refuel the passive cooler unless the heatwave persists. I don't want to keep fueling it up automatically. Wouldn't really benefit me. Oh, for the love of... Yeah, she's not. I mean, I did start with pretty low skills. She is a child, and, she failed. Does she age? She does. So she's 13 years and 11 days old. Her birthday was, like 11 days ago. She got exiled right when she turned 13. So she's starting to get heat stroke. I might need to close this door and close this door in order to keep the passive cooler from having to overwork. And I think in order to prevent the heat stroke, I'm just going to lock myself in briefly. So that it cools down and I lose this malice. Because if I pass out outside, that's it. I'm done, right? I'd have to save scum or something. So let's avoid that. Because it's very temperate now with the passive cooler in. I'm very happy that I had the wood supply for that. Because otherwise I'd be very, very cooked. A fox squirrel. Oh, interesting. Cute. So fox squirrel is a playful little creature said to come from a toxic forest. They're easily startled, but they become affectionate companions and have natural enmity against all things insect. They move quite fast, and they eat vegetables, which is good for me, and they have advanced trainability, which is awesome. They have pretty reasonable minimal handling. The thing is, they do have a revenge chance on tame fail. So I would either want Silent Rider to be able to physically guard me when going to try to tame the thing, or to have an inspiration where I couldn't physically fail. It's not really worth trying to tame an animal and have it, like, fight me, because if I defend myself, I'm essentially violating my own ideology. So I need to be very mindful about that. Guard is in. I'm gonna cancel the mining for now. Just adding one last potato. And this meat is gonna spoil any second now, so we're about to lose our training fuel, which is fine. Which cells were polluted when the tox pack decayed? Right underneath the steel. So if I want the other tox pack to decay and not pollute anywhere bad, I would need to mine out 2 more steel, which is like a pretty decent thing to do right now. As long as my heat stroke doesn't pile up. Because each tox pack is 6 tiles worth of pollution. So there's 4 revealed tiles here able to be polluted. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to mine 3 spots here so that I can then mine future steel, not staying on pollution. I think that's smart. There goes the insect meat. Now, the weird, you know, even the stuff in our pockets, so we're going to need to harvest crops for training. But now we have a bunch of extra steel for like traps and whatnot. So we've got guard 2 out of 3 with Silent Rider. Fox is still there though. The fox squirrel. Now that fox squirrel not I mean, eventually it'd be great to have a fox squirrel, but maybe not that one because it's 7 out of 10 years old. You'd want one that, you know, might stick around longer. I mean, I don't think Witch would care, but you know, I'm not going to go out of my way trudging through pollution to try to tame an animal that's going to like fight me. So we're continuing the smithing. This is it's a slightly dirty laboratory. So I'm going to raise cleaning up to 3 so that we clean before research. And we'll just keep going. And again, the purpose of the breach axe is to try to get the ancient Exostrider midsection, because mechanoid help would be awesome. Whether it's a constructoid or a lifter bot, doesn't really matter. It would be really, really helpful. Witch wants friends, bug friends, animal friends, robot friends, doesn't really matter. Friends are friends. She doesn't really have a bias against anyone but adults. And smithing is... yeah, it's getting there. So as far as power goes, wind turbine is probably going to be... ooh, cargo pods. Interesting. Of components. I'll have to remember that. It's kind of a long walk, but it's but that's a lot of components. I'm going to let them naturally decay a little bit longer, so they lower their value. And also, if I'm going to go running out to go grab those, it's not going to be in a heat wave in the dark. That sounds like a bad time. But that will certainly help with the wind turbine. So I do think raiders will destroy power infrastructure, which means if I build a wind turbine, maybe I'll build it here. If I build a wind turbine, I'm going to want to protect the wind turbine from anything that would otherwise destroy it, which means walling it up and walling it in. So that probably means something like this, creating a wall here and here, and like here, to enclose this whole area. Technically, I could have this whole area be a ranch. Granted, it's a pretty polluted one. And then, dropping something... I mean, these crops sprout so infrequently, I'm not too worried about, like, the tree blocking aspect of that. But yeah, that would be the idea once we want power, is to mine these 4 tiles out, that 1 tile out, build the wind turbine here, and then run the power into the base for an electric smithy. And more of this base could be revealed as well. I mean, there's more space that I'm not utilizing. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld: The Boundless Witch, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a miniseries marathon. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow witches and warlocks.